Your caster Uravity. I'll be joined by the amazing cryptographer.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're ready to settle in for some excellent Overwatch. As we see... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say it has been a very long time since I've gotten to share a metaphorical desk with you on Stream Team. I'm looking forward to getting to have another go at this before the season ends.
Oh yeah, I said on Twitter, I'm really feeling it tonight. I don't know why. Like I've been hungry to get another match, and the scheduling just hasn't worked out. But
yes,
here we are, and we get to watch the showdown between Spellbound, Tengus, and Valkyries. And this will be the decider between these two teams. Who finishes the season higher in the rankings? Like, this is, you know, sort of their fate. They get to determine their own fates in their final placing here, because these teams are currently tied. And this is the last week, so that's sort of an exciting, you know, little last week heads-up match.
Yeah, exactly. Currently trying to get all the players settled into their correct roles.
Shockingly, not everybody was here 5 to 10 minutes early, but
no,
people never are.
Nope. Always takes a couple of minutes after the game to get things going.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
These
That's all right.
rosters, both of these rosters are like really good. Like, there's a lot of individual talent on each of these teams. I know, like, Spellbound Tengus, I just recently played against them in like a couple weeks ago with Rogue Knights. Bambi, Honey Biscuits, pretty good tank duo together. Quick Draw and Skrillex, just terrifying DPS duo, and Pop Tart and Nano Boost are very good at like enabling their DPS to get the kills they need. Meanwhile, Valkyries, like, I honestly, you could almost mirror that statement for them. Pookie is absolutely crazy on whatever you put him on. BX Hunter is just a really solid main tank. Brow Daddy, if I'm remembering right, I'm pretty sure BX Hunter is their main tank, and Brow Daddy,
Yes.
very, very good supportive off tank for Hunter, and just in general, Brow Daddy, just really solid off tank player, and their supports are very good at supporting their tanks and making sure they're allowed, like, their team gets to play the aggressive play style. So plenty of talent on both of these starting lineups here.
I agree. I also got to give a shout out to my boy Professor Oak PhD, just for having a name that always makes me smile. Like, I have like a name ranking list of, you know, my favorite names in the Oasis, and Professor Oak's up there. Just because it's good for a smile. Honestly, I kind of want to talk about Spellbound Tengus, who have, like, I don't know, they've really felt like they've come into their own as this season has gone on. Not like... It's not like they're performing incredibly well, like, in terms of the scoreboard, but the growth of this team across the season is very obvious and very noticeable. Like, they just have gotten better and better and better and better. Basically
agree.
Since the beginning.
I remember scrimming Tengus back when they were first, like, getting themselves solidified as a tier 2 team coming in back during the preseason, all the way up until like our match we just had against them, and Tengus feel like a completely different team to play against now. Fortunately, we have readies from both sides, so we're gonna go on ahead and jump into this match. These two really good teams.
Indeed, and I'm looking forward to Nepal, because Nepal has a trait that I particularly appreciate.
And that trait is?
Every map plays differently.
You are very correct about that. Nepal might be one of the most different... Well, I don't know. Busan might be the one that plays the most differently per map. Nepal is also very weird.
I would toss Lijiang into there. Maybe not as differently, but like if you try and play Gardens like you try and play Control Center, like, you're in for a rough time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you try and play Village like you try and play basically anything else, you're in for a bad time. But we're gonna see both teams run out with Ryan Diva, Lucio, or Ryan Zarya, Lucio comps, and then Ana versus Bap. Both teams have McCree, and then Sombra versus Sim. So we're kind of having a different takes on utility fight here. I'll be interested to see what develops.
You do see Spellbound Tengus have actually managed to get the point presence they want. They've taken all the space. They've started to push Valkyries back. Bokusaru's kind of alone on point. Now Pookie's trying to get an off angle here. Does start being a thorn in the side of Tengus and forces Bambi's hand to come back on the point. Now Valkyries are starting to put Tengus on their back feet here. And a nice pin from Hunter, able to take Bambi out of the fight. And now Tengus are starting to back off here. No point progress going to either side yet, but it looks like Valkyries are going to go ahead and take this. Tengus looking to back out and get their main tank back first.
That was a very flip-floppy fight. The Sombra kind of putting them back on their back legs versus the Sim.
A nice
sort of
sleep on the Bambi
point.
right there, if they can follow up on it. Hunter getting aggro. Pookie gonna go ahead and throw the Deadeye in, not finding anything. Does pressure out some cooldowns and a huge shatter coming out from Hunter, knocking down 4 members of the team. The counter Deadeye from Quick Draw not able to find anything, and Brown Daddy is just going crazy here, finding 3 picks and sending Tengus back to spawn.
That was clean. Pookie applying a ton of shield pressure with the ultimate, and then them really capitalizing on it, pushing in with the shatter. A very efficient fight. And now we got to see what they're going to do to take this back. We're coming up on Simmel, which allows them a ton of space to work with on the attacking side here.
And we see Spellbound Tengus are going to rush this right side of the point and immediately use Amplification Matrix, but Valkyries do a very good job of hiding from it. Blocking LOS. Quick Draw though with a pick on the Pookie. That is a lot of pressure missing from Valkyries, and a nice pin from Hunter again on the Bambi, and the Nano Boost comes through to finish the kill. Now Skrillex to set up a turret, but a nice shadow from Hunter, and a huge Fire Strike to follow up on it with his own damage in the Nano, and Valkyries clean up another team fight, and a huge pin on the way out from Hunter to pick up Pop-Tart. Only one team fight left in the bank here, Crypto.
No, this has been surgical from the side of Valkyries. The empower Hunter and then let him hit 4-man shatter strategy.
They will throw up. Quick Draw with an early pick on the Ravioli Stain and a nice shatter from Bambi. A great counter grab from Brown Daddy to negate the aggression that was about to come through. However, grab coming out from Honey Biscuits is going to clean this fight up, and Tengus are going to take themselves some point progress here on which one? It's Shrine. Shrine.
So your problem, if you're Tengus there, is you used 4 ultimates to take that point, and Tengus only used 1 to sort of defend it. I would actually argue Brow using it was a misplay. But now you have Beat, another Shatter coming online, and most importantly, you have the flippin' EMP.
Yes.
They're going
EMP
to
can win them this fight alone.
We see Rav coming around.
Rav, yep. Quick Draw gonna go for the early Deadeye. Doesn't get clipped by that and takes out Bokusaros. Now things are kind of stagnating though. A nice pin from Bambi takes Brown Daddy off the point, and it looks like Tengu so far up in this fight. Quick Draw able to get a pick on the Ravioli Stain. It looks like Tengus are gonna take this.
I'm wondering if Rav didn't pull the trigger a little ambitiously there, because she got 5. Like, it was a thick 5-man EMP, but there was no follow-up at all. Like, the shatter didn't come down, there was no aggression. Beat, unfortunately, used at some point. I didn't even catch it. So now it's going to be a bit more of a dry, even
Bambi
fight
slept here. I'm just going to wake him up with a Fire Strike, though. It's just a slow poke war right now while Valkyries try to figure out when they want to engage. He got quick draw over here trying to poke, and a huge shadow coming out from Hunter again, laying down 4 members of Tengus. That's the green light for Valkyries, but the Coalescence coming out on the side of Tengus. Now the Nano Blade of Pookie. We've seen this man's Genji get a lot of work done before. Can it help them now? Bukasaros with a pick on the quick draw. Tengus are peeling for that Nano Blade and leaving the point wide open here. A lot of damage has been done to Valkyrie's numbers, but they're still managing to find trades, and the respawns are coming through. Hunter has returned to this fight now, but Tengu seems to have the upper hand in numbers. But Bambi falling could be huge, and EMP finding 3 here. This might be what Valkyries need to turn this fight around, and it looks to be that way. The last remaining members of Valkyries were able to hold out just barely long enough to get their respawns back, and that's all they needed. We have Bambi swapping over to the ball, but he's going to get grabbed and choked, and that will be Valkyries at the last second taking this point back and securing Shrine.
That was a bit of a choke fight back and forth, I'm not gonna honest. The Nano Blade coming out from Pookie and finding Zilch. I think technically probably that's what allowed Book to get the kill was the Nano Blade. But oof. Like you swap to that, you save that, and you really expect to pull a portal out or something with the Nano Blade, and nothing. So that was very dangerous. Rav rebuilding the EMP in time to like definitively close that fight, and Hunter hitting the 5-man. Both like kept them in it. But ooh, both teams a little bit of struggle bus in there, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Still an extremely close fight. We got the 99-99. A nice TP coming out from Tengus, but it looks like Valkyries are still going to beat them to point with the Lucio alone. Valkyries have the point advantage, but the damage is coming through on Tengus with the Symmetra, and they're pushing Valkyries out. However, Brow Daddy able to find quick draw. That's a lot of the damage gone, and Pookie is just undetected in this backline, almost able to pick off Nano Boost. Not going to find the kill, though. Now Pookie's out of position, and Tengus are going to take this first point if they stay on it long enough.
I was gonna say, I like Pookie's idea, but he actually kind of staggered himself a bit there. If he'd gotten a pick, maybe, but I think on that first fight, you're better off just regrouping and going again. But we do see the Pookie swap to Pharah. Pharah very common on Village, but I always think of it as a defensive pick once you take control.
Shatter coming out from Hunter, not quite able to find anything. Amplification Matrix does come out, but not in time to heal Skrillex through the Fire Strike. Valkyries are going to play this slow while the Amplification Matrix is in play. Pookie trying to find an angle here on the Pharah, not quite able to get a pick yet. However, we do see Rav in the backline here trying to mess with Tengus, not quite finding it. Hunter with a pin on the Bambi, gets the kill. Reinhardt straight out, and now the ults from Tengus are being invested. They're throwing a lot into this fight to win it.
All 5, in fact, were used during that overall exchange.
Quick Draw gets booped off the map at the last second by Pookie, I believe. I don't see the concussive. I guess the Rockets have some.
I think it was just the rocket bounce, yeah.
Valkyries acknowledged this too. It looks like they want to take a quick fight here. And the Zarya's going to come in from the backline. Brow's going to get a grab from behind it, looks like. Hunter charges straight into them, finding 2 picks already. And Bambi gets hacked up here, not able to use their shield, but they do find the pick on the Hunter. The point's already been flipped, though, in favor of Valkyries. Quick Draw trying to find the damage, but Lucasaurus is going to chase them out. And that'll be Tengus trying to regroup to try and fight this point again.
Pookie needs to up his FOV if it ain't maxed out, because he was flying right over top of their McCree and didn't see it, and went in for the ultimate. And he didn't use it, thankfully, but Skrillex was like, okay, and flashbanged him, and I thought a fight might have been
Pookie's
done.
hiding. Pookie's going to come through here and just barrage their entire backline. There's the grab. Pookie was waiting on it. The Immortality Field. Oh no, the barrage didn't come out there. And now Pookie lets it out and finds the 3-man.
Pookie did exactly the same thing. He got flashed as he was working on his barrage setup. Skrillex, you know, I gotta give him credit. He's finding the moments for the ult.
I thought Pookie had tried right there, and fortunately for them, they did not.
No, that fight goes very differently if Pookie doesn't end it instantly, I think.
And now Tengus are going to go aggressive again. Them using all 5 of their ults have slowed them down, but they're starting to come back online here. They're going to have a good, even fight for Valkyries here, and if this fight drags out much longer, very soon. Hunter trying to push Bambi back. The Immortality Field's been invested. Pookie with a pick on the Skrillex, and now Hunter hits the Shatter on the Honey Biscuits. Valkyries are pushing extremely aggressively into Tengus here. They want to finish this fight out right here and now and put Tengus in the worst possible position, but Bambi able to get this pick on the Ravioli Stain, who overextended onto this Mega, is going to force Valkyries to back off.
All the Valk's got to do, hard back, set up this EMP, and win it before the ults come through.
Skrillex with the pick here. This was a great TP. Hunter's been caught out the back line of Tengus. Valkyries aren't even going to be able to safely contest this. All they have to use is one amplification matrix, and Tengus have about 1 fight left here, and all the ults in the world to make it happen.
This is now probably a can Rav land the 6-man, and it probably does need to be 6 because of Baptiste having Immortality Field.
They are grouped up right now. If they're going to land it, it needs to be now. Lucio's playing off point, though. There it is. The beat coming in. Is it going to be enough? Pookie able to find a kill already. Skrillex, though, with the counter frag on the Ravioli Stain, and this grab is huge. Honey Biscuit's able to find so many, but Pookie and the grab from the side of Valkyries able to do more work. Valkyries are going to flip this point at the last second. Skrillex trying everything they can with this wall from their Symmetra, but it's not going to be enough, and it looks like Valkyries are going to take map 1.
Victory. Whew. I told y'all it's going to be a barn burner. That was a hell of a match. All right, let's see it, Mr. Pookie.
It's got to be the 3. That is a good stun.
Oh, he's kind of lucky. That shield, if I try that, I die to my own rocket damage as it bounces off the shield 112% of the time.
Yeah.
Every time.
I never get away with those, literally ever.
I do want to say, can we talk about Pop-Tart with the 38% team damage healing?
That is, yeah, really good. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, these healers are great.
And so many clutch fight wins using just the Ant Matrix and whatnot. Pop-Tart looking really good there, and everybody playing very well. A little sloppy at points. Both of the last fights on both maps were pretty sloppy, but sometimes that's just how Overwatch is. It really devolves down into something pretty nitty and gritty.
So we've got the swaps from Spellbound Tengus already. They're going to be pulling Bambi out here in favor of Houdini, and they're going to pull Skrillex out in favor of Polish.
Oh, we are 1-0 to Valks, Richard. Yes, okay. I had to check myself because I thought I might have wrecked myself, but no, that was Valks.
And so, for the next map, we are going to what I assume about 98% of the player base considers their favorite map.
Kings Row?
Yes, sir.
Oh, baby. Good old Scrims Row. I don't know how many of you guys have been watching Overwatch since the 2016-2017 days. But a lot of the times back then, you would see best of 3 series, and it wouldn't be mode dependent. Teams would straight up pick whatever map they wanted to play, and basically it was you played a control map that the teams usually, I think, was randomly picked. The team after that picked a hybrid map, and then the third map the loser picked. I'm gonna say if you watched Overwatch in 2016, 75% of map 2s in any series, Kings Row. And it's so good. Everything about Overwatch, so much of what makes it great is contained within Kings Row. Welcome Strife. It just, especially if you went through the dark days of Dive when every map you just played Dive all the time on. Kings Row was the welcome respite, you don't play dive on King's Row. You could, but you like every
Nobody
main tank
did.
is like no. I want to break the mold. I want to put down my Tesla cannon and pick up the hammer. Says every main tank when King's Row comes up. I could
don't think there's a
wax
single
poetic on
time in
King's
my
Row all day.
tanking career that I went to King's Row and immediately thought anything other than I'm picking Reinhardt here.
Well, I mean, it's
And if Reinhardt gets swiped before I'm allowed to select him, I usually pick Zarya.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, what do you want to do next? Like, I'm gonna hard pocket this Reinhardt, and he's going to swing at people, and then I'm going to laser beam them down the rest of the way.
Yep.
No, it's. I mean, it's so telling that the evolution of Overwatch was like, I remember back when the game very first came out. Why would you ever play a tank that's not Reinhardt? Look at all of these perfectly Reinhardt shield-sized choke points and alleyways, all over the game.
Yep.
And then everybody discovered, wait, high ground is a thing. How do you play any tank that doesn't have high ground control? You just go over the choke or around it or whatever. And then we went back to, goats after that. It's like, imagine playing a tank that can't swing a hammer and do 75 damage a swing and face check people. Like, the evolution of how the game is understood.
And now he's just even more lethal since the Goats era. He's been given a 10 damage buff per swing. We have readies from both sides, so let's go on ahead and get in there and see some more Overwatch. I'm excited for this map because we've already seen both these teams run standard brawl looks for the most part, barring the Symmetra and Sombra looks. But Sombra could fit into even the Goats meta back then, so. They've been playing heroes that you see either counter rush or brawl comps or fit in very well to enable them.
Yeah, I'm really looking for something spicy. The double projectile, double flex tank or flex support attack. Maybe.
I'm never gonna say no to the Pookie Genji because Pookie Genji's filth.
It is, although I still laugh at last map, he nanoblades for 0. It's like...
I got one kill with it.
He got the assist that Brow Daddy took the final blow on. Okay. That's a lot for 2 ultimates.
I think that's a perfectly reasonable amount of ultimates for the reward on. I would invest 2 ults for half a kill every time.
Okay. So we're seeing double sniper offense and double sniper defense.
I think Tengus are actually probably gonna have a rough time when the Zenyatta starts beaming down Houdini, but Polish able to take down that Zenyatta right off the bat here. We do see Ravioli Stain taking this wide angle here, forcing Tengus into this sort of cubby. And Ravioli Stain does fall pretty low, but they're able to get topped off from afar due to the ranged healing from Book of Sorrows. And now Valkyries are starting to come in, but Polish able to take down Ravioli Stain. That's going to allow the tank line to get aggro here, but Houdini gets taken down immediately because only Houdini moves up with their off-tank Honey Biscuits. And that's just going to be Valkyries cleaning this up pretty well, honestly. The one misstep from Tengus got punished super clean.
We're now seeing the double hit scan come out to deal with Rav. And also, McCree also quite good against the Genji as well. It's not,
yes.
It's not like it's just for Rav, I suppose.
Right.
Actually, both of these characters do well against both. Mm-hmm. Dynamite really can ruin a Genji's day because it forces you out and you can't reflect. Can't really reflect it. But we are gonna see. Oh, we actually see Rav go swap. That's respect play. I can dig it.
And we see the Nano Blade coming out here. The Immortality Field gets melted down immediately, and now Pookie has free reign over this team. Able to find 2 with the Blade. 2.5, really.
So he killed the Immortality Field. He helped clean up the... Yeah, I'd give that a quality Blade rating.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 ults for a team kill.
Off 2 ults. Yeah, you know, two ults for a team kill.
And Valkyries are getting through King's Row with a lot of momentum. Over 5.5 minutes here, nearly 6 minutes to take C. So if Spellbound Tengus are going to slow this down, it needs to be here. And a nice block coming out from Houdini, and a huge counter shatter, laying down 5 members of Valkyries. But Houdini gets knocked out because of the Discord Orb, and this is still an even fight. Now the grab comes through, Pookie switch strikes into it. The Discord Orb is still doing so much damage to this team. Pookie trying to get the cleanup now, finds Honey Biscuits, and it looks like this is still going to be Valkyries taking this fight. Quick Draw trying to get out, not quite going to find their way out.
That grab felt like an ult building opportunity for Pookie as much as anything.
I can't entirely disagree.
He's back 70%. And a Nano Blade of that same quality finishes.
And the Hunter is just going straight into the back line of Tengus. Just absolutely fearless. Quick Draw going to punish him for it. And 2 ults used here to win this specific fight. Now they just have to hold for 4.5 minutes. And a nice flash on the Pookie. Quick Draw looking for stagger picks, not quite able to find them. Sorry.
No. We see Oak swapping over to the Genji. The Lucio. And we do see no real support ultimate online just quite yet against Rav's Visor. Could potentially make something happen. But even if it just you trade Nano or you trade basic Visor for Sound Barrier, half a man. But that was just an insanely fast fight coming out of.
Yeah. I debated on picking up the play-by-play there, but they very surgically picked them apart there and immediately finished that fight. I was very clean on the side of Tengus.
I would really, I think, rather see Rav on Sombra here. As far forward as we're trying
Here's the Nano Blade again. Sound Barrier comes out. Eventually that will get chewed through though. And now Pookie being forced to deflect. Ravioli thing gonna pop this tag visor. Is it gonna be enough work here? He finds 2 kills with it. That's gonna be it looks like. Just the stagger touches coming through now. Pop-Tart able to touch for just a moment. Polish on the Tracer able to touch as well. Quick Draws back on the Doomfist but immediately taken out. And that will be King's Row completed by Valkyries with over 3 minutes in the time bank.
That is a quick time. Also, speaking of things that are quick, or things that aren't quick, I gotta give credit to Quick Draw, because his name's not Quick Draw. It just looks like it.
Yes.
The I and the U were flipped, and I just now noticed this.
It also took me a little while of like, I think it took me about 2 scrims against them to notice it.
I mean, it makes sense because the name Quick Draw would certainly be
taken?
Certainly be contested. But it just goes to show how powerful the human brain is, that it just fixes things.
Yep.
Without, you know, processing them. Ooh. We see the Mei Hanzo. That's pretty classic.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
So now we get to see what Spellbound Tengus are going to decide to do to respond to the crazy time bank the Valkyries have managed to give themselves. Valkyries only lost, I believe, 2 team fights throughout that their entire attack.
Yeah, kind of 2, 3, something like that.
Pookie with an immediate pick on the Quick Draw. We will see double birds coming out of the side of Tengus, which will actually give the composition that Valkyries have decided to run a little bit of trouble, especially with the wall from Ravioli Sting still letting the players in. And now Quick Draw is back on the Echo. Houdini's trying to get aggressive here. Houdini's been just maybe a little bit too fast for Tengus to keep up with. I've noticed Honey Biscuit seems to be the only player on the team that's like physically capable of keeping up with Houdini's level of aggression. And it seems to bite Houdini a little bit more than they would like it to.
I could see that. I don't disagree with that analysis. I do want to mention, Pookie not just a Genji player.
Not by any
I
means.
hit him with the reverse caster curse. He's quite the Shimada bro expert in general. Finding 3 in that initial team fight. Reverse caster curse. If you want to do well, have me cast your game.
And Book of Sorrows with a pick on the Houdini here. Valkyries have just been, honestly, they've put Spellbound Tengus in about a 2-minute long just stagger there.
Yeah.
They haven't really had a clean team fight since their very first one.
I'm going to say mathematically, at this point, they're probably close to already being behind the 318.
Spellbound Tengus will have another shot here. They're going to go ahead and start this engagement off with a lot of poke. Houdini rotating 3 members of the team around the statue. And the nice wall from Ravioli Stain trying to get the freeze on the Houdini. However, they're able to get around this wall here. Unfortunately, Hunter throws the shatter into said wall. Dragon's coming out here, almost able to find Honey Biscuits, but not quite. Transcendence being invested here, and a bubble onto it, so the damage, Zarya keeps a lot of charge that way. Quick Draw gets to duplicate off onto another Reinhardt, and 2 shatters invested into this fight. Polish able to find 3 kills, and that will be Spellbound Tengus taking point A.
That was... I had another moment or two. I was going to talk about how, as we entered the ultimate stage of this attack, I argue that on control points like that, it's very offense favored because you break a hole and you make progress, almost guaranteed, even if you don't get all of it. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. If anything, I gotta fault Valkyries for spending so much in what was almost certainly a lost fight at that point.
Credit to Valkyries, though, for being able to get their entire team back together to kind of hold here at this choke. It was really rough to get a hold here, depending on how you lose A. And they're going to invest the Blizzard here and get really aggressive, able to find 2 picks. Looks like they're probably going to decide to stay on A for a little bit longer and get the clean up stagger picks. Buki and Brow Daddy work together really well on finishing off Honey Biscuits. They know there's an Ana back here somewhere, and they're looking for it. Buki has gone all the way back there. Able to get back through the hotel just in time to reconvene with their team.
I'm not loving the DPS still playing up that far, but they do get out. And we're going to see probably a wall come out from Rav here that's going to set up this next fight. But they're going to have to watch for Polish coming over the top. Especially as we see signs of weakness.
And now the grab comes through. The barrage as well. That's pretty much a 1-team fight for Tengus. They just got to be careful. This Discord is still in play. Ravioli Sane comes out of Cryo Freeze and gets immediately focus fired down. And now both the supports are down. Honey Biscuits and Polish able to stay on them.
No, that went from a really good fight to the staggers there on the on the healers. Probably a big misplay. They're gonna get a recontest here, but they might not get to do it in their own time as much as they would like. Actually, right now I'm questioning if, yeah, I mean they're gonna get it, but they're gonna get their recontest.
The Dragons come out here, gonna find Hunter. I don't even know if the Shatter does go through. They find a pick on the Pop-Tart, and Ravioli staying able to stay here. Cryo Freeze on the point. It's really back and forth with trades, and Oak finding that res on the Hunter might be what Valkyries needed to turn this fight around. The Nano gets invested, and a sleep and a shatter on the Hunter. Are they going to be able to turn this in while the pin goes through from Houdini? Houdini gets pinned back onto the cart, but Quick Draw finding the picks they need. Can Hunter swing long enough to get this fight won? The spawn advantage is eventually going to favor Valkyries. They need to finish off Hunter if they want to take this point. Pop-Tarts return to the fight, and so has Polish. Things are kind of stagnating here. Hunter charging straight in, gets taken down by Polish. Brow Daddy trying to get aggro here. Ravioli Singh gonna invest another Cryo Freeze just to buy time for Valkyries to keep coming back to the point. Trying to freeze Honey Biscuits, who does not appear to have a personal. And the wall comes through, blocking off Houdini, but Tengu is able to win this endurance match to take B.
Indeed, and we see coming around the corner now, a minute less than the final time bank. But the staggers are pretty intense, with Valkyries probably overextending without the full regroup there. Good news, they have a pretty healthy ultimate outlook here. The forecast is solid, but it's not as though Tengus have much to complain about with their stack as well.
As long as they play their cards right, they may be looking at a C completion this fight. And we see an early pick from Quick Draw. And Quick Draw finds two! Polish trying to get the third. They, with the flank, are able to find another. Brow Daddy shuts them down out of their barrage. Ravioli Stain cryo freezing onto the point. The tanks. Oh, Hudson gets shut down out of Shatter. The dragons get invested. Pookie needs a lot out of this Deadeye, only finding one though. The Grav Blizzard not able to get enough done though. A res coming through on the Ravioli Stain that's going to buy a lot of sustain. Like, Valkyries will be able to stay alive a lot longer on this point now. Tengu's kind of backing off here, maybe losing their chance here if they don't get aggressive sooner. The Shatter comes out, everything in the grab gets laid down. Pookie's back on this Genji now, and the Valkyrie being invested. However, Polish able to find the kill out of the air. Pookie gets shut down as well. It's all up to Bukasaros to touch here. They might fall just before they can touch, not able to make it, but Spellbound Tengu's able to complete the map with just over a minute in the bank. What
was it? Points looking a little suspect for Spellbound. They turned into a pretty respectable time bank. I mean, you know, it's less than 318, but at points there, you would have questioned if they were going to find the completion. But they really tightened up their play. And I'm going to attribute that Polish wasn't playing map 1, was he?
No, Polish was not playing map 1, nor was Houdini.
Polish in particular, I feel like I don't know if it's some intangible aspect that it's like tightened up this team in general, or what the story is, but they're playing significantly better, and he's really producing results, especially on the Pharah. I'm not sure how I feel about Pookie coming on the Genji here. I really feel like either the McCree or the Hanzo is what I would like to see, especially given we've just seen the double bird assault. But we'll see. I do really like remaining on the Mei from Rav. That's another fight-winning ultimate, which is pretty nice to, you know, end an overtime push with if you just need one. And we actually see double Shimada Brawl coming out on the side of Tengus. Gibraltar. Not to be
nice deflect from Pookie there, able to find 3. The wall from Rav not able to cut anything off. That's going to allow Spellbound Tengus to come in here relatively uncontested. They're going to wrap around the statue, try to get their... Polish has swapped over to Pharah. Now let's see that. Quick Draw has managed to get up on this high ground, but Pookie forces them down with the help of the Mei wall. Quick Draw able to get the angle anyways, finds Oak, and now Houdini's going to get really aggressive here. And Polish trying to help out, but Pookie able to find a pick on the Quick Draw. That's a lot of damage missing, but Polish is still here. The Pharah should do a lot of damage for them. Valkyrie's able to push back now. Houdini trying their best to get in. Amplification Matrix has been invested to amplify the healing done. Houdini loses their shield, however. BX Hunter loses their life. Ravioli Singh uses the Cryo Freeze on point, but immediately breaks out of it. Immortality Field immediately busted from Valkyries. Brow Daddy's been nano boosted here, trying to get the extra damage done, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Valkyries are backing up, Brow Daddy falls, and Spellbound Tengus are going to take point A. Now how far can they push the card?
So they have to go up against double tank ultimates, but they do have their own Immortality Field, their own tank ults, and perhaps most importantly, beat. But we also see that Blade coming out, and the Blizzard not far behind.
They may need to time these support abilities and ults almost perfectly if they want to see this card go further than this first corner. Pookie is setting themselves up in position to do the Dragon Blade. It's gonna come out. The Shatter gets blocked. Now the Dragon Blade comes out. Beat being invested, but I don't think it found a lot of members. And unfortunately, Houdini may have been one of them. Falls really early. Blizzard being invested, and now the bubbles are gone from Honey Biscuits. She can't keep anybody alive through this. Polish finds one pick, but Valkyrie's able to get all the cleanup they need. And they're gonna stop this cart midway through streets.
A pretty tasteful, standard B defense where you give up A and then dump your fight winners. Pretty well timed. They did overlap Immort and Beat, which I think hurt them significantly, as you mentioned. They dropped both in that grab, and also on the other hand, I do understand. If you throw down the immortality field because you have to, and you beat because you have to, because if either one of the supports dies before their respective ability comes out, it's a loss. But it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't moments, really.
I agree. On the side of Valkyries, so long as they're not playing spawn shenanigans, which it doesn't look like they are, we will be seeing a Pharah from Rav, which I don't remember seeing on their first attack.
No, that's what they played.
It is? Okay.
Yeah. Because then we saw them swap to Soldier on second point.
What they played on their first round.
I don't think Pookie played Genji? Maybe. I don't know.
Pookie immediately swift striking into the back line with the bubble. However, this Torb turret may be a little more than Pookie bargained for. Able to find their way back up to the high ground, and Valkyries have come in all the way. Hunter almost gets melted down instantaneously, has to backpedal, does a very good job, and the healers do a great job of making sure that Hunter doesn't fall. Houdini's already lost his shield, and Pookie's in the backline disrupting a lot, making it very hard for Spellbound Tengus to actually contest this. The Discord on the Houdini, but now Valkyries are down too. They're still getting point progress though. Nanobu's able to res their main tank, and Pookie trying to get this pick on the quick draw, not quite going to find it. Polish able to find 2 kills, and that's going to be Spellbound Tengus finding 1 fight win of what they probably need at least 3 of.
I'm going to say 3, 2 to 3, or 3 to 4 probably. The bigger problem, reasonable ult charge build on the side of Valks, but nothing like, unless the Shatter lands, they're not going to have something to definitively win this fight quickly.
Amplification Matrix invested, that will likely just be used to buy them time. They're not going to find a lot of value out of that, given where Valkyries were positioned. Now BX Hunter's going to start pushing on, Molten Core being invested, lots of stall ultimates being used here. The Shatter not able to find anything, Houdini not dropping the shield, Polish able to find Bukasaros, most of the healing's gone now. Valkyries lost most of their players really early on in this fight, and now we see only a minute and a half left of their 3 minutes to cap A.
It's been 50 seconds since we recapped their first fight loss, and they lost it very slowly. They did pull out 3 ultimates, 4 ultimates even, but now they're in all likelihood going to have to finish this map in overtime, rather than have a relatively easy cruise.
I will say the ult bank currently favors Valkyries pretty heavily, nearly 5 ultimates online. There's the grab, now the nano boost, Pookie gonna use a blade, immediately finds quick draw, the grab from Spellbound Tengus gets invested, but I don't know if that might have been the play. This fight was nearly lost already. Now it's only the supports on point. Nanobu's trying their best, but Hunter swinging away, finding half the team, and that will be Valkyries taking point A. Now can they clear...
Pause.
Yep. Can they clear streets?
Oh no. Unfortunately,
they did just use Grav, so this won't hurt their team too terribly much strategically. Unfortunately, if Brow Daddy was rocking 100 charge, they will not be when they come back.
Indeed. I was actually lamenting the fact that we have to sit here and hear the brrrr of the point filling up for the next, X amount of time.
They've got 3 minutes to get Brow Daddy back. I will go on ahead and start a timer.
48 is when we will say it.
Yep.
Oh, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. So, Rav is already taking up kind of what I was going to ask for, which is an advanced flank position where they can set up a flank barrage to kind of close this map out. My concern
Brow is
I
back.
can't... Oh, Brow is back. That's good. I can't quite see where the McCree is on the enemy team. If he's inside of Tavern, then they have a problem. If he's on the street outside of Tavern, less of a problem. Because right now it looks like Rav is moving towards that ledge right next to the Tavern, potentially hide inside, set up the barrage. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll get Brow reintegrated, and then we'll give her a go.
Once I have the OK from Valkyries, we will go ahead and get in. Alright, we're going to start this back up.
We go, we go, we go.
39 seconds left on the clock. The point has been captured by Valkyries. Polish with an early pick on the Rav. That's going to hurt Valkyries going into this next fight. Now down all their Zarya charge. And their perfectly positioned, or arguably perfectly positioned, barrage.
Rav hadn't quite gotten in position. She was standing guarding the corner with less than 140 HP.
Amplification Matrix invested early. Now so has Valkyries. The wall coming out from Quick Draw going to make it a lot harder for them to get any value out of their windows. Quick Draw just standing in front of the Heat Shadow from Hunter. That might be what they need. The High Noon coming out, but Buki deflects it. That is nearly a team kill. There's the team kill. Valkyries are going to be able to take King's Row as well and put themselves up 2-0 in this series.
Very, very clean.
Victory. Play of the game.
Oh. Honestly, by the time Pookie had reflected that, it was no longer the turning point of that fight.
Right.
70% KP out of this guy! Son of a gun! He's one above the nice.
Popping off. I do want to note, though, the losing team ended up with 3 cards. They're still putting up quite the fight on their own.
Pop-Tart in there in particular, cranking up the healing, putting out really good time spend, both time spend and just overall excellent IMAX movie theater, windows.
Yep.
And
Right, so we will be going to map 3 now. Map 3 is good old Volskaya. Unfortunately, we have only had 3 of these 2 CP maps in rotation all season long. So, it's just been Volskaya, Anubis, and Hanamura putting in the 2 CP work. I would argue, I think over the course of the season, Volskaya has slowly become my favorite of well, no, Anubis is like my favorite map in the game, but
I was gonna say Anubis is your favorite map overall,
for
you
a
nerd.
quick second, I forgot Anubis was a 2CP map. Though I have grown very fond of Volskaya over the course of the season. It has gone from one of my least favorite maps in the game to one of my favorite maps in the game.
Probably my favorite 2CP map is Horizon Lunar Colony, which is an incredibly unpopular opinion.
I actually used to really, really like Horizon Lunar Colony and used to consider it my second favorite map. but ever since it got pulled out of the competitive rotation, as well as the Oasis rotation, I haven't put, like, literally any time into the map, and it just feels really bad when I play it now.
Strife with the related but unrelated commentary. Hanamura can blow itself up. I actually quite like Hanamura. I find that first point of Hanamura lends itself to, like, really interesting strategies, whether it be the various tele strategies, the Bastion strategies. It was a point back in the day where you could play quad DPS to, dumpster some goats. Like, there were a lot of... It just lends itself to interesting patterns of play. And second point, maybe not so much. But second point, I do like the idea of it being you take high ground control, give it to your hit scan, and then you win. It's not how I want all of Overwatch to play.
Right.
But, like, for a single point of a single map, like, I think it's a really interesting, like, positional play. Obviously, you don't have to have a god tier hit scan to win second point Hanamura attack.
No.
But it's a really viable method, and it really leads to, really exceptional clips. I go back to, I think it would have been Season 2 of Overwatch League, and it was Houston Outlaws versus Dallas Fuel.
I remember.
And Linkster kills, 7 people.
Yep.
As they're respawning, he's just doming them. May pops out. May drops a wall and instantly gets headshot, I might go find that clip and watch it again.
Honestly, yeah, that I remember watching that play happen live and just being in complete awe of how many heads Linkser was clicking in just such a short amount of time.
And I'm not somebody who thinks that that's how the game should always, the ideal state for the game to be in. But when you get that second point shooting gallery, and you can get it on defense too. That's the cool part. Is if you have just as good of a hit scan or sniper player on defense, you could, that's a great map to pop the last second Widow swap on, and come on out and just try and wreck face.
Yeah.
We have a request to unprivate Book's profile, and Rav's
that
mic
request has been met.
That is good to go. Rav is fixing Das microphone. So going into... So I think the key to Spellbound Tengu's continued... If they want to bounce back, shall we say, I really think plopping Polish on that Pharah is going to do a lot for them. Both because they've played it exceptionally well, but also the reluctance of Valks to play anything that really contests the Pharah well. I mean, we saw Pookie briefly on the McCree, but certainly seems to prefer the Genji and or other projectile picks.
Yes.
And then Rav, I don't think we've seen... I mean, Sombra is technically a hit scan, but I would classify her in the flanker category. Soldier, we did see her play Soldier. Also a quality hit scan. Mm-hmm. But one that struggles to... You can kind of force the Pharah to not do what they want, but you're going to struggle to push them out and,
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to kill the Pharah. You're going to deny them the ability to do what they want, which is good. But it's not you know, if you're playing Widow, you grapple up, you kill the Pharah, and then you have the next 25 seconds to, you know, look for other targets. With Soldier, you're going to be like constantly eyes on the sky looking for this Pharah to either track them in general or, you know, make sure that they're not engaging. Come on, Rav. Oh, we have the Uravity ready. Let's go. Although that does leave an interesting position. You can't really play Pharah on second point of Volskaya IMO. Like, you can, but it's not...
It's not ideal, and you're gonna put yourself in chokes that like are super easy to dome you in, but you can. I would suggest like you only run Pharah on B if you've got like Barrage, and you just one life it.
And that is true. It is, in terms of, it's really annoying to play Pharah on, but for some of the same reasons it's annoying to play Pharah on, if you get like a slick little flank going on, you can pop up out of nowhere or fall out of the sky, and, you know, Barrage can do a lot.
Right.
So, okay. So defensively, we're seeing Torb hit scan. Okay. Torb McCree specifically. So they have also probably acknowledged the concept of the Pharah.
Yes.
And the Torb and McCree will also do a nice job of preventing Quick Draw from getting around. Unfortunately, the Hanzo is going to not really give a crap about the Torb turret.
Nope.
And it's going to be hard for Pookie to duel that out. But we'll see. We'll see.
And Polish with a really early pick on the Ravioli Stain. It's going to allow Spellbound Tengus to get in here, get really aggressive, and that's what Houdini wants to do. Pushing it almost too aggressively, but the healers do a great job of topping them back up, and Houdini's going to go back on the aggressive. Quick Draw trying to get Pookie out of here, but only able to force him into the Mega Room. And now Spellbound Tengus' momentum is kind of stalled out here. Both charges not quite able to connect, but Quick Draw able to find the pick on the Hunter. Houdini falling dangerously low. Beagle's backpedaled over here. They're kind of separated. Tengu's not really paying attention to them, just Quick Draw right now, which unfortunately gets kind of countered by Beagle. If left unchecked here, Beagle might be able to kill Quick Draw, but doesn't look like Tengus are going to actually be able to meaningfully contest again, so... Does Beagle get out? Oh my goodness, Beagle got out! Quick Draw falling to
okay,
Pookie.
and Pookie guarantees them to stabilize. Even if Beagle had died, it wouldn't have been like a stagger kill, really.
Yeah, because of the
3-second respawn.
Yeah.
But you do lose all your ult charge, which I imagine was not insignificant.
A lot of ultimates are going to be online for Valkyries here going into this fight. 5 at the start of, and they'll, well, sorry, 4 at the start of, and they'll build up to 6. Pookie gonna go ahead and pop Deadeye early, funnel them all behind this pillar. Not able to find a pick. Maybe have broken Houdini's shields though.
Yeah, I thought there was a chance that we were going to see BX try and drop the Shatter when it broke, but...
Immediately though, Spellbound Tengus got out. They didn't even risk it. Well, they're going to try this again without a Deadeye right from their shield this time. And Polish with an early pick on the Pookie. That's going to, again, this early pick and a nice Shatter block, but the grab's going to come out. The picks are coming through, though, for Spellbound Tengus. They're setting themselves up for a very quick attack, but Hunter getting really aggressive once they're up from the Shatter, and is going to find 2. That may have crippled Tengu's ability here in the res. That's going to be what Valkyries need to stabilize here. Only Quick Draw and Honey Biscuits left. Beagle able to chase down Honey Biscuits. Can Quick Draw get out with their life? Beagle's going to try and hunt them down, and Pookie with this quick dash into them.
Pookie sees the enemy Genji, Pookie swaps to Genji. No. If we're playing this here, I get to play it too. Also, big credit to Rav's ult there. That actually is probably what enabled them to come out of that fight. Certainly without a tick. If not, without losing the whole thing. The residual damage was very significant.
I agree, 100%. Houdini's shield already weak getting in here though, but Honey Biscuit's able to find the early pick on the Pookie, and now the Nano Blade for Tengus comes out, quick draw, finding area and Banana already, and now BX Hunter's gonna fall even with the Nano Boost supplied to them, but Casaros gets whipped away from their res. Beagle able to find this pick on the Polish, isn't gonna be enough to start this turnaround, but Casaros able to touch, gets a bubble. Now Pookie's in the middle of this team, able to find a pick on the Pop-Tart and doing a lot of damage with the Swift Strikes. However, Honey Biscuit's not quite on the point to take care of that thing that he counter. BX Hunter is back on the point and shatters Honey Biscuits with the Fire Strike onto them. Nano Boost not going to be able to heal that up. And now Spellbound Tengus are going to be sent home packing, and they don't even manage to get a tick off of that fight.
So I didn't catch what exactly happened to not let them get even a tick from that, but ooh.
I myself didn't get to catch it, but I did notice Houdini and Honey Biscuits left, like completely left point and chased something off in the Mega Room, but I was trying to capture what was actually happening on point and never saw it.
Yeah, like, that was a really long, really expensive fight for no ults.
They're not going to be able to keep pulling these really early picks off. They've done very well. Oh, there's a huge shatter though right off the bat. Able to find two, lay them down. Beagle gets separated from the team. Polish with the Dragons able to find Thanks Hunter. Molten Core being invested here from Rab again. Is it going to be able to put in the work like it did on the first fight? Beagle gets res and the grab comes out. Pookie now going to blade. Is it going to be big enough? It looks like it is. Spellbound Tengus still not going to be able to find themselves a tick on this point.
When Quick Draw takes his own way out.
If you're Spellbound Tengus right now, this has got to be frustrating. You have pretty, like, handedly won yourself these last three team fights and don't manage to walk away with anything to show for it.
Very large clutch activity coming out. Like, whew.
However, the ultimates are almost all but reset for Valkyries. If they're going to do it again, it's going to take insane mechanical skill because Spellbound Tengus are coming up on 4 ultimates here, and Quick Draw going to go on ahead and invest one of them. The speed boost coming out to give the angle, not able to find anything but shield damage on the Hunter. Now the turret's already gone again, the Nano Boost invested, the only ult that they're going to start this fight with. The Shatter comes through, however the counter sleep goes in, and now 2 Nano Boosted Reinhardts. However, since Houdini got theirs later, it's going to last a little bit longer. Trade's going through on the DPS, and really just a stagnated fight here between these tank lines. Hunter is getting the pocket they need though. Houdini gets slept. Anti-nade almost goes through, not quite though. The Grab Dragon's coming out though, gonna find Ariana Banana and does the damage to Hunter to allow Honey Biscuits to finish them off. Now Honey Biscuits able to also find Beagle. The tank line is gone. Is Pookie gonna be able to with this pocket? No, the Nano or the Anti goes through on the Pookie and Bukasaurus flies down and gets picked up. It looks like they're finally going to get this tick. Ravioli Stain not able to put any of the Molten Core onto the point. Almost, that flash almost wins them the point. Oh, and they don't touch!
My only critique, because honestly Spellbound Tengus should have taken that, you know, significantly sooner. I would have liked to see Rav put a little, I think they call it in pool, a little English on the ult there, and, you know, bounce it off some stuff, you know, lob it in.
Yeah.
Rather than just trying to YOLO through the choke there. But, you know, that's like such the tiniest thing.
Yeah.
And more just like a.
And if you don't practice it, you don't know the angles.
Yeah.
That's like one of those, I'm going to go into a custom game with 300% ultimate charge, and I'm just going to throw lava into the air for like 20 minutes.
I'm going to practice my bank shots, you know. But no, like that was realistically probably not winnable after all of the work that they had done, bleeding time, and
actually,
you know, winning fights that were probably not winnable. Like, it was inevitable.
Yeah,
eventually they wouldn't have the ults.
Gonna highlight, I'm actually very impressed with Spellbound Tengus because they were investing quite a bit themselves every single team fight. That's why I thought they had handily won every single fight that had been given to them. However, they still kept going into fights with upwards 3 ultimates in their bank.
They did. Their usage was high, but they were, you know, doing a very good job metering them out.
The Eagle pushes Pop-Tart off this high ground. Hunter gets the angle onto the back line. Now Houdini's been forced to turn around. The freeze is going to come through, though. Hunter might actually have to swap off of this Winston with the insane amount of counters on the enemy team for it. A little bit of point progress being gained from Valkyries. However, with the loss of Pookie and Hunter, it's just going to be enough to force them back out. Quick draw with a really late stagger pick on the Book of Sorrows, so that's going to buy Spellbound Tengus the time that they want. Obviously, they've got to burn a lot of time off the clock if Valkyries do end up completing the point.
Indeed. Man, I don't know how I feel about the Winston dive here.
I expected a swap off of it, but last time Hunter didn't get up on this high ground like he wanted, but Hunter falls anyway this time as well, and the freeze is starting to come through already. Hunter able to leap out of it. We do see, it looks like, I believe that's Rav, yes, going to the high ground with a attack visor. If Quick Draw's not able to shut this down or contest it, this is going to be really hard for them to combat. And right now, this Brawl comp has been just, metaphorically speaking, stuck in a bowl, surrounded by Valkyries. Attack visor comes out, Houdini's going to rally the team into this mega room. They're not going to be allowed to play on point, though. The soldier is going to keep them stuck here. Amplification matrix coming out. Houdini, they're doing a very good job of managing their point as far as like letting Valkyries have some progression and then coming out and annihilating the thing on point and then just hiding again.
I don't know. I gotta give like a major fault to Hunter there.
There comes the Nano Blade. Pookie goes in. However, the Blizzard invested. Pookie's been frozen. Can they get the kill on him before he wakes back up? But he doesn't. And now the support line's gone. Valkyries should be able to take this point here unless a major clutch play comes out from Tengus. And we see Houdini charge. Quick Draw with the triple Deadeye. Could that be what they need? The Cryo Freeze comes out from Polish on point, and now Honey Biscuits is back. Quick Draw with another 2 after the triple Deadeye. 5 players die to Quick Draw, and Tengus are still gonna hold point A.
I gotta give major fault to Hunter there. When Rav had them all trapped, no, like going back a fight. When Rav had them like hard trapped due to the visor, he should have been on them, finishing his Winston ult charge, and then probably using it to push them out of that room and turn them into fodder for Rav. I think that was a pretty significant misplay.
Well, they're gonna get a chance to do this again. Rav has gone back up to the high ground, 97% ult charge again. We're probably going to see the same play come out of Rav, but this wall was actually really good. Unfortunately, Hunter able to slip out of it and going to get mass support from their support line. The bomb coming out. Is it going to find anything? The shatter comes through! It finds 2! Ravioli Stain has Attack Visor active, able to find 2 of their own. Polish really weak and antied on the point, going to fall to Ariana. And now Nano Boost is the only thing left on point with their Valkyrie. Uses the pistol, try to get a little damage done, not quite able to find it. And that will be Valkyries taking point A with very little time left in the bank.
Well, they punched their ticket to point B. Let's see what they can do with the newfound opportunity. They're a significant ult deficit. So it's not going to be easy. But we've seen what you can do with just a few ults.
The X-Hunter getting aggressive already here. Beagle on the Diva trying their best to support Hunter. Gonna have a rough time countering Honey Biscuits though. Not able to DM the damage coming from the beam. Hunter does retreat into the alley a little bit, just peeking to throw fire strikes. However, Houdini's gonna do the same thing to them. Gonna try and keep Hunter at bay. The Nano Boost gets invested with the Shatter coming out to negate Hunter. An anti goes through, but a nice Immortality field coming out to keep Houdini alive here. However, Valkyries have point presence. The nice grab coming out from Honey Biscuits, but a counter dragon as well. Only able to find Honey Biscuits, able to do so much damage to Valkyries, not letting them come on the point anymore. Beagle demeched and gonna be left in the back, maybe staggered. Houdini gonna go ahead and finish them off. Pookie still doing damage, finding a few kills of their own. I don't think it's gonna translate into a whole lot. Able to destroy Houdini's shield, but unfortunately has to wait so long on Beagle to get back.
Oh. So the ult situation is kind of swapped. We're seeing a significantly stronger ult economy, I would argue, on the side. Well, that's not significant. It's a little bit stronger. Maybe not significantly stronger.
If this is a long fight, this could swing back in favor of Tengus, but Valkyries, as long as they make this short and sweet, they have a good chance at winning it. Beagle and Hunter overwhelmed. Houdini, no shield in play. The bomb, finding the support line. That's exactly what they needed to swing this open. And Revolution gonna come on the point with the attack visor, finding the last kill they need. The only person left to touch right now, going to be able to, is Houdini on this Wrecking Ball, and they've already taken a lot of damage. They're going to fall really early here. Lucio's coming out, Pop-Tart able to touch at the last second. Are they going to be able to rotate this long enough? The bubble coming out to keep Pop-Tart alive a little bit longer. Honey Biscuits finds Book of Sorrows. So much sustain is gone now. Quick Draw with the Night Moon finds Ravioli Stain. Hunter able to take down Quick Draw though. This is going to become a really messy fight really quick. Polish on the Doomfist, able to find a pick on the Pokemon, but they don't touch!
Oh, but I would argue that was, if not winnable for them.
Oh,
shoot.
no! You hate to see it. A much different scenario from the one we just saw not too long ago, Valkyries not touching points during their defense. They were still in a very much so like stagger state, but like you said, I would argue Spellbound Tengus won their recontest.
They did. They just didn't. You know, one of the problems with playing Doomfist on the recontest is you can clean up, and credit to Polish, he played exceptionally well. But all of your abilities put you at risk of, like, ending up somewhere that's not the point, which at 97% or whatever can be a significant detriment.
It's unfortunate because Polish wasn't the only member of the team there.
No. I think Nano Boost...
I think Honey Biscuits was still there as well. I'm not sure if they...
Nano Boost was coming on the point and didn't quite make it. I think Honey Biscuits was also off on that.
60 seconds remaining.
Okay,
1 minute
so
time bank here for Spellbound, Spellbound Tengus to come in and try and take point A. They had a relatively fast point A when they fought.
Yes. They found the early Polish pick and then pretty much rolled it from there.
Wide rotation, which looks to be called by the DPS line here, because Houdini was just going to run it straight up main. Quick draw up in this window. Pookie goes up and meets the whole entire team. Gets a bubble and a pocket. Gonna drop down area and a banana gonna follow. Oh, but Hunter tried to fight on the stairs and is gonna pay for it with their life. That's terrible for Valkyries. And now Pookie's also trapped in here with the team, able to find their way up on the second level, and the res comes through, but they lose area to banana, and another pin goes through on the Hunter. Hunter needs to get out of there immediately, but they don't. Spellbound Tengus, I believe, may have found the opening. If they're going to win this fight here and now, they need to do it very fast. Bukasaro's finding a pick on the Polish. A lot of damage now gone for Spellbound Tengus. High ground control, though. Quick draw goes up and takes down the Ana. And Valkyries keeping themselves in this fight pretty well. Ravioli Stain with the bubble from Beagle. Able to kite Houdini really well here. And it looks like Valkyries are going to be able to turn this fight around much longer. No. Quick draw drops out on the point. Finding 3. And Ariana Banana only gonna become fodder for Spellbound Tengus.
Pop-Tart with the mega clutch Nano Hanzo. It's filthy. Oh, pause. What is up with the off-tanks of Valkyries?
This is a terrible time to... And it's also always in overtime.
Yeah, I don't... I'm gonna check the stream real fast and see if it's still up. But how much did he lose in ult charge? Okay, no, we are running
Beagle didn't
super
grab
live,
there. And they
actually.
were alive for... Beagle was alive for a while, so they must have been turning out damage. They had to have been around 60-70% of their graviton.
Oh, where's the clip button? Where's the clip button? Do I not have the power to clip stuff on this channel? There it is. Like, surely not.
I will start the 3-minute timer.
Oh no, he had 89% ult.
Yeah, and then you pair that with Pookie's 84% Dragon Blade.
Oh, that's unlucky. Oh shoot, that's the kind of unlucky that can cost you a map real easy, like.
Yeah.
'Cause you're in pretty good like if you have that grab, unless Pop-Tart makes the super heads up swap to Baptiste, which I think would be the correct swap, knowing that they potentially have a grab coming out and your beat is nowhere near coming online.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get that done, well, we're going to assume that Pop-Tart doesn't make that super heads-up play. What do you do against nano or just blade grab? You shatter it and pray?
I suppose?
Or try and shatter it, you know? Like, maybe you do if Quick Draw doesn't get in the grab, you you Dragon Strike your own grab to keep Pookie from... Or you Nano Strike the enemy's grab to keep Pookie from going ham on your team? I don't even know. But, so now we live in a world where Mr. Beagle does not have any ult charge.
No, and... Well, we currently live in a world where we have just over a minute for Chase Swanson is not...
That is not Brow Daddy.
That is not Brow Daddy.
Beagle.
No.
Oh,
I'm actually not 100% sure who... Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Swanson belongs to them. No, I just swapped him back to blue. Okay, Swanson left.
Swapped him to the left. Swapped him to the exit door.
Swapped to the void. We are less than a minute away from a world where Beagle's not back. Valkyries have to fight this down one.
I mean,
9:18 or 8:18 for those on the league's time frame. We have to start this again.
Do they know if Beagle's figuring it out? I'm glad Rav's taking it relatively well. With the freak out eyes. Blah, blah, blah.
Alright, we are unpausing. Valkyries tasked with a very tall order. Now, to clarify for those watching, if Brow Daddy does return, Brow Daddy's allowed to rejoin the match. We have not barred Brow Daddy from playing in this match anymore.
10 seconds
So the second Brow Daddy rejoins, they will be slotted on the team. But a huge Shatter and Dragon come out here, and that's going to be a very quick fight for Spellbound Tengus. Ravioli Sting trying to clean this up with the attack visor, not quite going to find it. Pookie back onto the point, using the blade. Is this going to be what they need? Pookie exceptionally great with these blades, able to find two. Could it be enough? They've got the pocket from Ariana Banana, not quite going to stay alive long enough. Ravioli able to touch just a little bit longer, and now Bukasaru is able to trade out on the Ana, gets antied though, and now will be Tengus completing their attack.
Oh.
I believe I
hard to do
referred to their
5v6.
off tank as Brow Daddy earlier, by the way, and that's wrong. It is Beagle.
It is Beagle.
And Beagle is back.
Now he's in time to save the day. Easy raffle stomp. Here we go, boys. They're gonna take it in 11 seconds. Leave him with a minute so that it's only drawable. Easy.
Bukasaros with the Beagle to initiate the match chat.
Spicy, spicy.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd also be very frustrated if I were Bukasaros right now. Granted, our team actually had a disconnect on this map way earlier in the season.
Yeah, we won this 5v6 on defense. It's doable.
Yes, we did.
We full held 5v6 on
Yes,
first
we
point
did.
on defense. Like, shout out to Mag Dragon, who's playing over on the other channel right now with KD. Like, mega clutch healer.
Absolutely. Makes a lot of plays happen that shouldn't. But back to this series, well, early pick from Quick Draw. You love to see those if you're Tengus. A little not as much though on that res to Pookie. Gonna immediately put Valkyries back in this fight. VX Hunter gets walled off though, and the pin comes out from Houdini. That's gonna slow down Valkyrie's play here, and Rav gets clipped on the way out by Houdini. Spellbound Tengus putting themselves in a position to maybe win this map and keep their series hopes alive. However, the DPS might be getting a little greedy here. Polish all the way out. Able to return to their team safely, though.
30 seconds remaining.
Pop-Tart, I like this positioning from Pop-Tart here. Able to heal up the team as they play a really aggressive angle from both sides of this truck if they want. And Pookie, though, dashes up to them. Pop-Tart has to drop down. Nano Boost loses their safety spot as well with Pookie being up there. And Pookie's getting the pocket from the Mercy. And Pookie finds the kill on the Polish. A lot of the CC scaring Hunter is gone. Amplification Matrix built really quick by Pop-Tart. Now out. Pookie dashing straight in though. Two picks now from Spellbound Tengus. And now the Deadeye coming out from Quick Draw, able to find Beagle. A Nano Blade from Pookie. They've been huge in the past. Will it be huge now? Is it enough for Valkyries to take this point? And it looks to be doing work. Can it be enough? It's just a 1v1 between Honey Biscuits and Pookie, but now Quick Draw rolls it and flashbangs Pookie. Can they touch? They cannot. No charge off cooldown. And Spellbound Tengus keep their series hopes alive.
Oh, snap.
Play of the game.
Barn burner, folks. Barn burner. Oh, I don't think the boot actually made a difference, but it made it look stylish. It gave it, oh, the big 5K. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I see a Quick Draw, an appropriate name. Again, Pop-Tart putting up the almost 40% healing numbers.
You made the right
Yeah,
decision.
the Pop-Tart is killing it tonight.
Pop-Tart destroying all. Map win, map lose, doesn't matter. This is playing so very well. Whew. It is 2-1 Valks, Psycho. I don't want to talk about this. Thanks for helping.
You love
do
to
be
see the
loving this
banter
league.
between teams. And internally as well. So we've got the 7-minute timer going. I will go ahead and ask for the swaps and readies. In the meantime, I will get us set up for our fourth and potentially final map, but don't hold your breath on that. Spellbound Tengus could take us to a map 5, looking to reverse sweep here.
I was gonna say it's been a bit of a reverse sweepy week here recently.
Yes,
Ooh.
PPDD on, I believe, the same rotation, almost reverse swept, throwing for content. Obviously,
Tuesday?
dropping the first two, and then made a really strong comeback on Volskaya and Junkertown. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize on Lijiang Tower, though.
I do have a thought here. I'm looking at Junkertown, and my memory goes way back.
Mm-hmm.
But Polish is sort of a nutso hit scan player, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Junkertown's a really good map to have one of those.
Yes, it is.
And again, like we haven't seen much of the long range hit scan come out of Spellbound Tengus, so this could be a bit of a flippity flop. In terms of what we are expecting in terms of compositions,
It could be.
I would love to see Pookie play the Hanzo here. Brow Beagle, Pookie Rav, Prof Ariana for Valk's lineup. And then we have...
you love to see the Beagle is already gone. I was gonna make a joke about the fact that they're putting in their tank line where both of them have DC'd. But Beagle beat me to the punchline by DCing out of the lobby.
Oh.
And we are going to see the return of the map 1 tank line on the side of Spellbound Tengus between Bambi and Honey Biscuits. And they will be leaving the rest of their lineup alone, which is to be expected. They don't have much else on the bench to work with. They will cancel each other out.
-1 times -1 equals 2.
Well, then extend the question of if we're ready. I believe I've got their lineups in properly, but if I don't, I give them the option to yell at me.
Oh, baby.
This is a good series so far. Very unfortunate for Valkyries. They had a chance to stop Spellbound Tengus, but Spellbound Tengus do end up getting the full hold on Volskaya A anyway. So, unfortunately, Valkyries holding B wouldn't have ended up doing a lot for them. Maybe in the way of momentum, though.
Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, momentum. Not, Beagle having to endure the mental damage from DCing in a big clutch moment with a big clutch ult.
Worst case scenario is you DC from your team's game in overtime. And even the worst case scenario after that is you come back and your team says we lost the fight. Yeah. There was probably a call on comms about Grav right before that happened. And we got readies from both sides, so let's go on ahead and get this show on the road.
I will suggest that Brow Beagle probably proposes. I wonder if that's like a.
It could be a.
Maybe it's like an Orisa Sigma look or something.
It's possible.
Maybe we're gonna see the full. Ooh, I want to see Orisa Sig Bastion attack. I want to see Brav on Bastion. That's the and Pookie on Hanzo. That's the eyeball. That's my eyeball call, and that is not at all what it looks like is going to happen here.
Gotta fix the spectator real quick. Nope, a rabbit bunny joins back in spectating. They should be.
You suddenly got very quiet. You have any?
It's possible that I changed my vocal volume.
Oh, okay.
Once I get through about three maps, it starts wearing on my voice just a teeny tiny little bit.
I feel you. I can feel it in mine. I'm gonna be hoarse later. But no, we're seeing like a very traditional-ish electro dive come out.
Pookie's not shy at all. Immediately swift strikes into the center of Tengus. But honestly, those crazy plays have been setting up the aggression that Valkyries have been putting into Spellbound Tengus. Unfortunately for Brow Daddy, maybe a little too aggressive. Going ahead and back themselves way off the cliff here. Quick Draw able to get the kill right before, but Bambi overextended just a tad while the team was trying to get that stagger pick. They lose their main tank. Quick Draw gets hacked up here, and Pookie gets the call in on this cowboy. Not able to find the pick though. And we see Polish taking the duel with Ravioli Stain. Now we made a comment that Polish remarkable on the hit scan. However, has opted to play the one sniper in the game that's not a hit scan.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Brow Daddy falling dangerously low. Pookie with another swift strike into the team. Polish able to sniff out Ravioli Stain, take them out of this fight early. Pookie using the deflect really early as well. Amplification Matrix coming out. Transcendence to counter it. Gonna allow them to get aggressive through this window. Bambi pinning into Narnia now. Now no longer with the team, and Beagle's gonna say it's free real estate, just jumping on Polish. The High Noon coming out though, not able to find anything. Dragons to split the team off. The card is slowly rolling into the point. If they don't touch soon, they're gonna lose this point, and it looks like it's gonna happen. Valkyries push it in while they're not looking.
The hyper deep bait play. Tengu's got to be kicking themselves. That is what I would call a legitimate, truthful Charlie Niner.
I agree. Like, unfortunately,
none of this Twitch chat ridiculousness. You win the fight, you don't get on point. That's a classical scene.
Brow Daddy's gonna invest the boosters here already, but they're gonna immediately dive on the quick draw. Pookie and Beagle are having none of that nonsense, none of that counter dive in their dive. And they're just gonna keep going in. Hunter's got Primal Rage, and now the EMP's being invested. They just want to win this fight here in this choke. They're not even gonna give them any room to breathe here. The Hunter going all the way and trying to boot members of Spellbound Tengus into their team, successfully doing so, and it looks like Valkyries are going to get an almost, not even almost, a completely uncontested B push.
That was nasty. Did the mental break from the C9 on point one just like...
I don't know if that was mental break or just like Valkyries hit the go button and stayed on it there.
I mean, you're not wrong. I guess particularly with Quick Draw out of the picture, because he got picked super early, stopping the ulting Winston gets very difficult.
Yeah. Ravioli Stain already finding an early pick on the Honey Biscuits. They're not even letting this team regroup. Valkyrie's just setting a blistering pace through the snap right now. Spellbound Tengus trying everything they can to back up. Oh, gonna invest the Shatter just to slow Brow Daddy down. Bambi gets slept in Quick Draw though in the back line with this Deadeye, able to find the support line. Might be the stabilization that Spellbound Tengus are looking for.
So they found the moment to breathe, and they have 4 ultimates. but you're going up against, you know, approximately 5 in total. I mean, literally 5 in total, 34 to 66. But we're gonna, like...
Nano Blade coming out here from Pookie, the Immortality Field. Molten Core grab combo on the Nano Genji! Spellbound Tengus are cleaning this fight up without it, though, like, or at least without paying a whole lot of attention to Genji. They kind of autopilot ulted him and just left him there.
I mean, we had this discussion a couple weeks back in Stardust Crusaders game. Like, if you gotta solo grab the Nano Blade, just do it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if I agree with adding in the lava on top of that, but
Oh, here comes a bomb, and the EP is gonna be huge. It fights for.
I'm trying to figure out where the people who didn't die were.
Well, I see one of them. It is Quick Draw, who's currently been flashed. Great nose on Pookie. I didn't even know where Quick Draw was without the wall hacks.
Pookie drops about a half dozen tactical crouches on
A great leap in from Beagle here, able to get the finishing blow on the Pop-Tart. They cannot C9 this one more time. They've got to hold this cart here for a bit longer. 2.5 minutes is a while in Junkertown. Honey Biscuit's getting in really deep here, not able to stay alive though. And Beagle with all this cleave damage, Nano Boost on the Brigitte though, trying to contest Beagle. It's going to be really hard to put this Brigitte down as just the Winston. However, Brow Daddy comes in to help. The kills are coming through though for Valkyries. It looks like that's going to be all they need. They're going to turn this card in with 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock.
Another excellent attack from the boys and the girl. Not even sure what the team composition is there, but just a really heckin', like, good whole map. Like, that goes to show. We think about how much they kind of rolled that attack.
Yeah.
And still 2:15 only on the clock. Like, getting a time bank of this size in Junkertown's hard.
We maybe see off topic. If this goes to another map, we may be getting glimpses of the players for the next lineup of Tengus. Slowly, they've been trickling in. Rabbit Bunny joined at the start. Now Skrillex is back.
Putting the call out for the backup. You know, we need the closers to start warming up. You know? Put a call into the bullpen.
Things not so certain though for Tengus. They've been given a tall order here on Junkertown to fill, and they've got at least one overtime round they've got to win now.
We're seeing Quick Draw on the Widow, Polish on the Pharah. This is a miserable map to play Pharah on.
Don't like no. Well, I mean, Pookie's their only counter over on the other. Well, I guess Ana, Ariana Banana on the Ana could also help out, but that's. There it is.
Miserable map to play Pharah on, Christopher.
The ante comes through. Huge ante from Ariana Banana there. However, Brow Daddy's going to be taken back to the Spellbound Tengu spawn. Allowed to charge back out, though. Quick Draw going to stay on this Bastion a little bit longer here. Maybe thinks they can get some value out of it. No, walking back in the spawn. Going to go ahead and swap off of it. They're going to take the Hanzo now. Pookie with another pick on the Polish. It do seem like it's time to swap off that Pharah.
Like, he's not... you can be like, there's cover to play behind. Not when you're getting held at the spawn.
Well, Quick Draw did just... Quick Draw just took out the thing that's been killing Polish. So if Polish is going to stay on it for one more life, this is the life to do it, but he's shattered! And loses the Mercy Pocket. Quick Draw, though. Quick Draw is putting in work. Already found 3 members of this team. Almost one-man armying this fight. Beagle's gonna go after him as the Roadhog here. Gotta take the chunky boy over to deal with these arrows, and Ravioli Stain's gonna find the Quick Draw dancing on this wall.
That's gonna set up the grab here. You want to know, Beagle taking a very long time to build his Roadhog ult.
Buki taking out Polish as they swap to the McCree here and finds the finishing blow on the Bambi with a lot of assists. And Valkyries are not playing around here. They have made up their mind. They're upset they lost Volskaya the way they did. And
So
Ravioli actually gets the kill credit for that, which will also grant them the ult charge. I don't know if they had EMP already, but
they did already
certainly went on that.
But thankfully they did. So I'm assuming we're going to see Rav set up the EMP here, yes?
EMP comes out, but not before the Dragons. Dragons not able to find any kills of their own, and Ravioli's team just barely able to find their way out of this fight.
It's actually it's a good EMP, but the follow-up was very
The Dragons actually may have saved them. Huge shatter coming out here, finding 3, and meanwhile, Bambi's shatter gets blocked. The Nano Brow Daddy going in deep here. Gets responded to by a Nano Bambi, but they're gonna whole hog Bambi away and actually kill Pop-Tart with this whole hog. And Professor O going in with the Battle Mercy, the Battle Valk, able to fly back out. Unfortunately for Valkyries, they're only gonna find with all that. Oh, we got a flanking Roadhog. They get slept. And Polish with the 3-man Deadeye here. They do still have a Roadhog in their back line to maybe be concerned about. Their support line not very safe right now. Quick Draw gets yoinked up there.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I may have disconnected for a second. I'm not entirely sure.
And now the Deadeye from Pookie finding 2. Honey Biscuits falling shortly after. Bambi taking Brow Daddy for a ride, but unfortunately going to fall very shortly after. Given the regroup is fast, I don't know. The cart's so far along now, I don't think there's a respawn advantage to either side.
10 seconds.
It's hard to say, honestly.
There's the Dragons. Almost finds the Mercy in it. Professor Oak's still in a lot of trouble. Bambi's gonna get shattered, but the bubble will come through, and now Brow Daddy's in a lot of trouble. Anteed up, gets shattered, slow left, giving the authentic main tank experience there. But Professor Oak just gets away with the res in the backline on the Brow Daddy. That might be lethal for them. Brow Daddy gets anteed again though, finding the pin on the Honey Biscuits, who bubbles themselves though. The 300 IQ bubble, giving themselves 40 charge. And Beagle gonna whole hog Bambi point blank, finds the kill. A huge ante coming out here. 4 members of Tengus gets anteed, but it's not gonna be enough with just the Ana there. And they will, in the last moment, find an A-take. Don't even think it's mathematically possible for them to match the time bank anymore.
I would be severely doubtful. We are going to see another EMP fight coming out of Valks here, which I think bodes well for them overall. Although they haven't had a ton of success with them, but eventually, even with the fat EMP Raz get it.
Bambi gets nanoed here, but Pookie able to find their counterpart. The EMP comes out, it is huge, it finds 3. However, maybe a bit of an over ult here. We see the fight pretty much won by the time the Deadeye is cast. They invest the Deadeye, the Nano, and their EMP into that fight. However, Spellbound Tengus don't have a whole lot to work with since they dumped everything into winning A. Shatter comes through, able to find Honey Biscuits, and Brow Daddy's just gonna go all in on that because taking out the off tank is huge. However, the DPS line is gone now on the side of Valkyries, and the res gets cancelled. This might have just Brow Daddy putting in the work on the side of Valkyries right now, though. Maybe gonna find a 3rd kill before they go out, but there's just too much Tengus to overcome here. Ravioli Stain is back. Camouflage. Nobody knows they're there yet. They'll probably be the touch for Valkyries. There it is. Ravioli Stain's gonna get their touch. Just barely gets out. A nice shatter coming out from Bambi. Bambi's going to go in. Not able to find any kills off the shatter. Just a stall. Beagle's back on the point. And a huge shatter finding 3 from Brow Daddy. Lays down most of Spellbound Tengus. The Dragons coming out. Not a whole lot of point coverage with them, though. Beagle gets left. They're not able to touch. And Tengus are going to take point B. Keeping themselves in the series still. Already not able to match the time bank, though, of Valkyries. However, this isn't hybrid. They don't have to finish with time on the clock to get another contest or another attack.
True facts. I think that will... I mean, they still have to make a very quick push here. There's not any time to waste, but the opportunity, you know, it's there. And with Rav going down, oh gosh, the opportunity's getting stronger and stronger by the minute.
This is really clean by Tengus.
Tengus had turned the heat up in much the same way that we thought we had felt like on the first point that Valks had turned it up.
Right.
Okay.
A huge shatter, though, coming out from Brow Daddy. Almost looked like an overextension at first, but the Nano Boost coming out from Bambi. The Nano Blade on the Pookie, shutting down the Deadeye from Polish. The trades are back and forth. The res comes out, though. Bambi gets the shatter, but doesn't... Oh, it does connect on the Beagle, but Pookie has done the damage. The Dragon's being invested from spawn. It might find something, not quite. Pop-Tart just tried to turn the card in under the cover of the Dragon's, not able to make it happen. Ravioli Stain hacks up that Mega Pack. That could be huge given the pathing they're going to be forced to take here. Quick draw, able to get the contest. EMP! 5-man EMP coming out from Ravioli Stain. Polish still able to find the pick on the Brown Daddy. The trades are even. That's a huge anti-nade coming out though from Pop-Tart. Or not Pop-Tart, sorry, from Ariana Banana. And Bookie's able to execute. Pop-Tart, the only one left on point, gets taken down. And it looks like that will be Valkyrie securing themselves the series 3-1.
That was a heck of a series. Holy cow. Like son of a gun, that was so good.
Yeah. This was a fight to see who finished higher than who in the overall standings. I do not believe either of these teams had a chance to get into playoffs. So this was solely to see who could beat who here. And honestly, it's very apparent there's a reason these two teams were tied going into this match. This was a very evenly fought match.
It was. And again, Pop-Tart just freaking crushing it.
Yes.
Oh, son. That was... Oh, ooh, ooh.
That was a great series. I'm glad we got the chance to pick this one up and go at it again with this one.
Yeah, no, like I had no idea. You know, you think games will be really good, and then sometimes they're a blowout, and you know sometimes you think they'll be a snoozer, and then they're insane. And this was neither. Like I really didn't have a big expectation for this.
Yeah.
But when I called it, said it was going to be a barn burner. Like I didn't expect to really give it the full this has been an insane game. This has been so good to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you all for watching along with us. That was a really good game.
Yes. A lot of back and forth between the teams, and we saw 2 overtime rounds on the hybrid and the 2CP.
Yep.
Almost saw an overtime on the escort as well.
Yeah.
And both of the control maps went 99 to 99.
Yes, they did. This is You know, people see this final scoreline of 3-1, and you think it's not that close. You know, if it was really close, you know, it'd be a map fiver. But this was very close. And it's the other thing. I think if you are Tengus, they have a stat called a quality loss, and I think it's basketball, and it has to do with like, is this a win? Is this a loss you can still be, you know, proud of your performance in?
Yeah.
Or like, I think it's actually like objectively, was your performance good and you got outperformed, or like, you know what? I think Spellbound Tengu should mark this up as a quality loss. Like, they played very well. Like, everything looked really good. We have noms coming in. Quick Draw and Nano Boost for the support line from Valks.
Is a valid way to go. I was going to make Quick Draw my argument for the DPS MVP tonight.
I had not determined a strong decision between Polish and Quick.
There's even Ravi. Like I could make an argument for all of them, but I like to shorten the conversation without having an entire speech just for the DPS players of these teams. I'm finalizing a Quick Draw. Pookie, crazy clutch plays. We saw it on Volskaya and Kings Row like a lot, especially Volskaya though. This guy's Genji Blades, nanoed or not, he's finding 2 kills, 3 kills, turning fights up on, like, the Tengus have one on their heads. Ravioli Stains with the supportive plays on the Sombra, really good hacks, really good EMPs, did really well on the Soldier, really good tac visor usage from them. And on the other side you have like Polish and Quick Draw. Quick Draw and Polish just opening picks galore out of these two. Made a lot of fights that Tengus took like look winnable right off the bat. So, but I think Quick Draw would have been the most consistent out of the two of them to do this.
Who's captain over on ST?
That would be Bambi, I believe.
Bambi dipped.
Bambi did dip.
I'm just gonna at Spellbound Tengus for their nominations.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're gonna say something.
Nope. Yeah, because I don't want to finalize anything till we have both noms. Though we did get a nom for Quick Draw, which is why I decided to go on ahead and make that statement.
Yes, I agree. Are you going to?
I said I wasn't going to do anything, but I can. You know.
Oh. Oh, okay. Say, I don't know who,
Yeah.
who to go to exactly for that. With Bambi having already left. Beagle and the Anna from Junkertown. I think that would be Oak and Beagle.
Yes, I believe so. Well, Anna, I saw Ariana Banana on Anna on Junkertown defense.
Oh.
Because that's why, yeah, Ariana, the Book of Sorrows.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I have a controversial support suggestion.
The only thing I'm going to expect to come out of your mouth here is Pop-Tart.
Hey, like, is it? You ain't getting surprised because I'm suggesting Pop-Tart.
I was going to as well.
But my Pookie. But my blades, pleading face emoji, sob, sob, sob.
Ariana Spooky, it's my time.
Oh, unfortunate. Well, Book calling his own.
Oh, crypto! I need my partner back. I will fall apart without him. This is dummy. Might have actually gotten hard disconnected. I know he mentioned on Junkertown that it seemed like he may have disconnected.
Hello?
Welcome back.
I have absolutely no idea what happened. Like, I literally couldn't tell you.
Right. All right. So you want to continue your thought?
I don't even know when I left during my thought.
I know we were talking about Sport MVP and Pop-Tart.
Oh, I mean, Pop-Tart consistently put up really exceptional performances across all 4 maps. Doing significant, what I would assume has to be the most healing in the lobby by far. But also making, like, really strong forward utility plays. Like, particularly her Baptiste immortality fields and her Bap ults were, like...
Yeah.
They won them fights. They burnt, a team fight's worth of time off the clock. They were so good.
I would agree.
And so consistent as well. Like, it was all... If I'm looking at these teams, and if I was recruiting from them, I suppose, like, of all the support players we saw tonight, I think Pop-Tart would probably be my first pickup.
Possibly so, yeah. Ariana Banana definitely also up there, but I was going to put out the Pop-Tart nom myself.
Well, I'm glad we are in agreement there.
So then that moves us over to the tank line.
So
It's a little more
I'm leaning
complex.
towards Broud. Oh, go ahead.
There was a lot of quality play. I'd argue like Hunter consistently did really, really, really well in the Reinhardt. Blocked many a shatter, laid down many a players. Beagle and Brow Daddy both could be given MVP for timely disconnections. But in all seriousness, like I mentioned, even at the top of the stream, Brow Daddy really, really good at off tanking and just supporting. Like both of them could get MVPs just for how well they enable BX Hunter. Hunter did a lot of aggressive plays that only got backed because they had like really, really good off tanks backing them. And even in the map where they soloed, like I felt like Beagle, just crazy Winston play, like did so well managing the primal. It was very clear they know Winston's kit. They're very skilled with the primal rage. Watching them knock players specifically into their team, like specifically on B, I caught a shot where Beagle leapt into point C, grabbed the player and like yeeted them back into the hallway from the middle of C into their entire team where they feasted on said player. And we just saw the continued aggression, great bubble management across the board. Don't know if I mentioned Honey Biscuits yet either, who had exceptional plays and did a very good job of keeping Spellbound Tengus in fights that were clearly lost.
I would agree.
So yeah, Tank's a little bit more of a mix-up for me, personally. I don't know if you have a cut and dry Tank you were looking at.
I don't have cut and dry play. I am generally speaking torn between Hunter and Brow Daddy. Brow Daddy, every map he played exceptionally well. We even saw him main tank flex on Junkertown there. He was playing the Reinhardt while Beagle was on the Roadhog. His supportive play, like, how many 3K like Zarya feeds did we see that weren't like Grav related? It was like 4 or like 5, like just beaming people down and leading the, well, not necessarily leading, because Hunter is faster because he has charge, but
Yeah.
like giving it the full send aggression, taking fights and winning them, and then punishing like stragglers out. Shout out to that random announcer. I don't know. BX Hunter making a strong suggestion: give tank MVP to the guy who didn't DC.
I mean, I'm personally leaning Hunter, but I'm not gonna like hard press against a Brow Daddy if you're very like strongly feeling that it should go to them.
If you're pretty strongly on the Hunter train, I can get on it too. I think this is one of those things where I was definitely very impressed with Hunter, and then he came out for the last two maps.
The last map,
and
I believe Hunter was in on the third map too.
Oh, it was Hunter Beagle on the third map.
Yep.
Yeah, I was a little less impressed with Hunter on the third map. I didn't like his Winston mechanics. I remember this now. I didn't like his Winston decision making, but overall, yes. I'm pretty. Oh, Brow Daddy coming back with the clapback. Give tank MVP to the dude who didn't lose a map today. Ooh. We'll side table this discussion for a moment. We're between Hunter and Brow.
Yeah. I'm still leaning Hunter personally.
Okay. Let's talk DPS. Pookie is certain, like you kind of broke down everybody. They're all very reasonable people to put in that conversation. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking Pookie clutching out fights out of nowhere constantly. And then I'm thinking about Rav landing, probably having, what would that be, divided by 6? Probably having 85% EMP efficiency on, like, 5 and 6 man EMPs only for Rav. Not always getting the follow-up from her team, which I don't... It's hard to judge a little bit. You know, is that on Rav or is that on the team? It depends. And then, you know, Polish and Quick Draw both just, like...
Yeah.
Poof. The Polish, the entry picks on Volskaya, like, just entry picks on point 1, entry picks on point 2. They lose the fight, he entry picks again on point 2. Like, it's just over and over and over. And Quick Draw, again, just consistent plays on everything we saw him on. Like, there's so many good opportunities here. I'm
on Quick Draw. Like I said earlier, Quick Draw is my MVP pick for DPS.
I personally, I will go with you on the Quick Draw, but I'm really feeling like, I don't know. I'll go with you on the Quick Draw.
Okay.
I do somewhat feel like Rav could make I'm a sucker for Sombra play. I'll be honest.
I'm willing to honorable mention Rav.
Okay, I can get behind that. And so you're proposing, always a spicy one when the losing team picks up 2 MVPs. But we love, like, I didn't even consider it until now, but that's genuinely how I see it.
Yeah.
So we are looking at a Hunter Quick Pop-Tart, Rav honorable mention?
Yes.
Okay. I can get behind that.
All right.
I'm gonna peep Twitch chat for a moment. And nothing said. Okay.
Twitch chat always trying to lead us astray.
Oh, I think it's possible. It's possible that they're watching the stream now because Rav's got big tears.
Yeah.
Yes, they're definitely watching.
I knew
the
they were.
stream.
I was already aware they were watching stream because of the tank comments coming through.
Oh. Like I said, Rav, I went to bat for you.
This man chickens out and puts it all on me the second somebody says something.
Hey, I let you. I kind of did let you bully me on these MVPs.
This man right here.
No, like for real though. Like I was leaning towards Brow, but I liked BX, and we went BX.
I told you I was
And
flexible
I was
on the
between
tanks. I was
Rav,
leaning
Quick Draw,
Hunter, but I
and-
wasn't against Brow. And you're like, yeah, we'll just do Hunter. I didn't bully you into anything, sir.
If this were Crypto's Kingdom, I probably would have swapped them. But this is a joint effort. We are a duumvirate. There's your $64 word, duumvirate.
I mean, if you're genuinely
Anybody
not
who
that,
can
that
tell me
happy
what a
with it, we
duumvirate
can
is
flip
in
it.
chat?
Crypto.
What was that?
If you're genuinely that unhappy with it, I'm glad to yield on DPS and take the tank nom that I put in. This is not final till we put it in one of the chats.
That's true. It's not like I'm that unhappy.
Because I'm not
that,
like against the Rav play either. Because I was thinking Rav as well. Quick Draw was just the one that I personally landed on first.
I don't know. I'm so conflicted. I hate this. I love this and I hate this part both. It's so much easier to give DPS MVP to big flashy plays. Pookie, you destroyed. We commented this. You are a Shimada brother like genius. Also, I caught your teabagging session on Mr. Quick Draw as well.
Yeah, Pookie, I talked very much about you. Pookie.
Yes.
You just weren't tuned in yet, I suppose.
I don't know. You type them up and whatever you send, I'm on board with. There you go.
What did I say earlier, folks? This man pins it all on me.
Yep. Pin it on you like a medal, because that's what you deserve for your commentary, sir. A medal.
Ah, thanks. I feel so rewarded right now, man.
Hey! Oh.
This man right here.
Hey, it was your decision, boss. It was your decision.
All right. Any closing?
Oh. Any closing
as
remarks?
great as this reunion was, it seems this will be the last cast between me and Crypto. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oh. I love you, brother.
Yeah, whatever. Great
Oh.
game. Thank you to everybody who tuned in and put up with the Looney Tunes of a MVP conversation we just put out.
Have a fantastic rest of your evening, everyone. Thanks for
Yep.
coming along.
See you guys in the next stream. Goodbye.
Bye.